You can't even dance to this.
Hey!
You can't even dance to this new one.
Oh, you've turned on it now too.
I mean, I liked it, and then you guys were hating on the
Turned
new
on
intro.
it now too.
I like it.
Oh,
I mean, I liked it, and then you guys were.
I mean that happens every time. I just
So, welcome back to the
You know what that was?
number one Dallas Cowboys podcast. This is just Alex proving that he didn't want to go live without our host. Anthony
no.
Bessie. So what he's doing right now is he's sewering the intro.
I am not sewering the intro. I'm coming in with the with some good energy, you know, just trying to keep things flowing and stretch out as much time as we can while we wait for our host. What I was doing there is I was laughing at myself because I try every time not to do that.
If you're a fan of this podcast, you probably know that 9 out of 10 times our intros are very, very messy.
Rocky Road ice cream, baby. It's the best.
But we're back here for another episode of Cowboys CanFan podcast. We have a guest.
You got him.
We have a guest, Stadaley, UK Steve, rocking that Pity Steels, drinking a White Claw on the host seat, and you can see that our main host Anthbes is not here, and there's good reason for it. He decided to do an update 5 minutes before the podcast started on his computer because he's out of studio today.
And that are
Chief Technical Officer, which is me, said to not do it, and he went ahead and did it anyways. And guess what? He's not here right now. So
he got caught in the update
war.
Update war.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Steve Jobs,
Steve
Zuckerberg.
Steve Zuckerberg and Stu Gates.
Didn't he die?
Steve
Zuckerberg.
Steve
Yeah.
Zuckerberg Gates.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah,
Zuckerberg
yeah.
Gates
He's dead,
is dead right now.
Yeah.
Stadaley, do you want to?
He was
Legacy
choked by a
now.
turtleneck.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder if anybody's died from wearing a turtleneck.
Possibly.
Did we announce our guest?
Stadaley.
Okay.
Stadaley. UK Steve rocking the Blues Brothers glasses, Pittsburgh Steelers jersey today. We all know Steve's been on this podcast before. Why don't you give our socials a shout out, Steve?
It's what is it?
At Cowboys
At
CanFan.
Cowboys CanFan
On all social media.
on all social media. There you go.
And go to www.canfan.
Dot.
CowboysCanFan.com. And you'll be able to see everything there. Let's just break down real quick before we jump into it. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to be talking about is the Ezekiel Elliot trade even real?
I don't think so.
Trade him.
Well, yeah, let's not get into it yet. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying what we're going to talk about.
He's trying to recover the intro to give here's a summary of what's on today's episode.
That's what people like to hear. I'm just trying to give the people what they want. Number two.
I'm a fan.
Number two.
Number two is offensive players on the Dallas Cowboys have been meeting up early,
working out
to get some workout going down before training camp. We like that. That's great
love
news.
to hear that. And number three.
Old man Amari, or is he the same old Amari on the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, and then there's a couple other things that we're going to be talking about too, but those are our
and guess what? Guess what? I didn't do any pre-podcast prep. I didn't read shit.
Well, you got the third one wrong, but I went with it anyways. Okay.
Well, Anth put it on there.
No, it's good. We should talk about it. He's an old Cowboy soul.
Yeah, Steve. What's going on in Dallas Cowboys world for you?
I don't know. Just what I read on the Cowboys CanFan Instagram page.
Oh yeah,
whatever memes Ant's posting.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's my insight into the Cowboys world.
So is that Steve trying to bring it back to the social platform? If you need anything,
I feel like I dropped the ball, so I just want to get it out there again.
Hey, look,
they are on the Instagram,
and we're on all of those places that you can listen to music too.
I mean, it's 2022. If it's that hard for you to find us on any social media platforms, it's all at Cowboys CanFan or
it's
at
Cowboys CanFan.
Podcast.
How many more times do we have to say it?
I know.
It's Cowboys CanFan. Okay.
This is the part of the episode where we're just yelling at everybody. You know,
I'm furious.
I'll even.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
This reminds me that I got to get our chat window up. Barry Grant Jr. from All Even Podcast is in the house in the live chat room, and he's saying it should be a Dak trade, not a Zeke trade.
Wow, throwing heat just to start things off. You know what? I like it.
He's throwing heat because he knows Ant's not here right now to try to defend it.
And
he's throwing better than Dak.
Oh, geez. He also knows he's also throwing heat because he knows that I just came back from a hotter, more humid climate, and I'm a little chilly. It's why I'm wearing a hoodie.
Oh man, yesterday Alex has come by a couple times since he's been back, and every single time he's wearing like a full blown tracksuit, and it makes me sweaty.
I mean,
thinking
it's
about
been
it.
literally been 30 degrees for the last 3 days, so
I know.
Can't understand that.
It's
You
not
know
that
what though?
bad at all.
It's
Sorry, that's for the American friends. That's like what?
190
I
Fahrenheit.
have no idea what that is.
We were talking about how hot it was, and we did on the last
88, 87, 86. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's something like that. But it's not as hot as some of our listeners who are in Arlington. There was one day it would have been like 41 degrees for us, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was sweating in my truck," and we're just like, "Okay, well, I don't think we have any grounds to be complaining."
And we won't. Now
Well,
I will never
mean,
complain.
it swings and roundabouts, right?
Yeah.
We're not used to it.
No, we're not. We're not used to it.
Hey, but we can expect it now. We're probably going to get those high 30s.
Kilo C's in the house. Let's give him a little. Oh,
Adam's
Smoke weed
wow!
every
There we
day.
go, baby.
Adam's so worried about the volume of my.
Well, mine has to get cranked. I have mine set up so that it does not peak no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah, but because you're using the soundboard, and I have to I have to plug in, and it's not
Perfection.
and it makes me upset. But today is actually really good.
Okay, so we have Flight 23, long time no see. He says he's in southern Texas where it's humid and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Sugar Daddy Williams is saying those that want Dak trade should be forced to binge watch 2015 and 2021 highlights.
You know what?
And Kilo, who's in Arlington, saying it's hot today. I'm just trying to get the chat window here. So, Alex, can you start talking so that I can?
Yeah, well, I have the article up, and we can hop into that if we want. The Zeke Elliott trade article, or do you want to go into some chat while we're waiting for the man, the legend,
Okay, well,
the myth,
hey, so this is
the legend myth, the legendary myth?
I know for a while there you were practicing.
Anthbes.
You were practicing your Spanish. Tell me what this is. Rompelos si los tienen mijos. Sorry, I'm late to the party, boys. I think that's probably what it was. Eric Serrato's in the house. What up, Eric? Steve Daly's in the
I don't
house.
know what
That was
rompelos means, but
I was waiting for you to do the Spanish, then I realized you're already doing it.
Yeah,
'Cause
no, I think.
that accent. Wow, you got it down pat.
Do I actually? Or you?
No, I'm taking the piss on you.
bienvenidos, Eric Serrato.
Oh, okay. So Eric Serrato says that
¿Cómo está todo?
Rompalos se los tienen mijos it's crack them if you got them, son.
Oh, nice.
So guess what?
Rompolos si los tieno mijos.
Yeah, and Eric, we got to get some user submissions to submit in the crack 'em if you got them, so that we can start playing a fresh one every single podcast. So it's
Would
not
you
just
fucking
us.
shut your stupid mouth and crack yours? Your Vizzy
Oh,
hard
right.
seltzer. Crack 'em if you got 'em.
That's the first one on the episode. You know,
Well, I did say it earlier because I popped mine.
he popped him.
bottle.
He popped that chung.
I'm drinking a
Prescott 4.
Prescott 4. It's a delicious flavor. I'm drinking this soju, original Korean flavored soju, and it tastes like yogurt, but it is just basically really fucking sweet.
Just
and
say it. You love it.
I do love it.
You
I love
it.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Okay, so do we want to get going in this or what?
What do you have, Anth, on board?
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Sounds like garbage still, but that's okay.
Yeah, it didn't. I tried updating. It didn't do shit.
You know what? Doesn't matter.
Hey, guess what? CTO, next time, don't question.
Don't
us.
care. Let's get into Cowboy stuff. We listen to you guys bumble around for 10 minutes. What do we got going on?
says the guy who sounds like he's in a fucking garbly.
I know. I thought the
garbly
update.
trash
I thought
can.
updating it would get it, but it didn't. So let's go. What do we got going on?
Just make sure that he's turned up fully and he
Yeah,
isn't.
I'll
Hey,
I'll work on it.
So, Anth, what screen can you see?
I can
nothing
see you
yet.
guys. Yep.
Oh, you can see us. Can you
There
see
you go.
that?
I can see it all, baby.
Okay. So, let me just get that going there. Cowboys trade of Ezekiel Elliott. Would there really be a benefit? This is from
Crack them
SI.
if you got them, baby.
Crack 'em if you come. This is from SI.com, written by Logan MacDonald only 7 hours ago. So we caught this real quick. But I think that what we're seeing here is a trend of like a lot of talk of trading Ezekiel Elliott. Maybe that's building steam just as we're heading into kind of the no news type of part of the season. But this article is kind of breaking down a little bit an argument to the contrary of
I'm just going to say this. There is absolutely zero chance that we trade Zeke Elliott. Zero. It's a clickbait article.
I agree. It's a clickbait article. What do you think, Steve?
They're not going to trade him.
Yeah. It's the Sahara Desert for Cowboys news and NFL news in general. So anybody and everybody's trying to get that foot traffic. And even if here's the thing, even if you've read the same fucking Cowboys article about them possibly trading Zeke 150 times, you'll still click on it and you'll still read it because that's just what you do.
Hey, we do it. We love the clickbait articles. That's why they're clickbait. Like you said, there's 4 weeks before training camp. People want to hear this juicy stuff. And not only Cowboys fans, people that aren't fans of the Cowboys, Stadaley clicked on this article 6 times today. So
I just feel bad for Logan. He's trying to he's trying to get some people reading his shit, right?
You're more of a fan of Logan than the actual work that he does.
Where I'm a player fan, I'm also a journalist fan.
Yeah.
Big Logan fan.
Yeah, I think
my question is if they were going to even trade Zeke, what team? I guess there's lots of teams that need running backs, but it's hard to find a suitor. And then what would you give Zeke up for?
That's exactly what Sugar Daddy Williams is asking. Trade him for what?
We'll
exactly. Trade him where and for what?
Take him as an G backup.
Right?
No, you guys would not. We wouldn't give him to you anyways.
Oh.
Hey, here's my big bold prediction. If the Cowboys do trade Ezekiel Elliott, they're trading him as a backup, not as a starter.
Okay. Hypothetically speaking, if we were to trade him, what would you guys like to see? And
I'm going to trade him for less than a 2nd-round pick.
Okay.
And I think that the most I think he's worth a 2nd round, but I think the most that people are going to give up is a high 3rd. That's the most that you'll see.
So it literally at this point makes 0 sense. Not to mention he last year got the most snaps out of a running back field. We didn't draft a running back, so you're not going to just trade him and then who's going to take his place? You'd either have to sign someone in free agency still, or you'd have to pick up someone else's cuts after training camp. It just makes 0 sense. We've already eaten his money. We've already eaten his what he costs against the cap. He's staying in Dallas for this year. Possibly next year, I could see them trying to trade him if they're going to plan on cutting him. But this year, Zeke 100% will be on the team. It's just one of those juicy articles.
Look, the player has already been decided who was going to take the fall, and that was Amari Cooper, and he freed up that $20 million, and that's the saving type of grace for the next, say, 2-3 seasons, if you believe that this team can stick around that long, stick together. If the core of this team, this Cowboys team, can stick together.
The other thing, with what you have highlighted here, they're saying Zeke. I know this is kind of like the start of the year. Everybody's always on Zeke's dick, kind of in the hype train when Zeke starts. But they're finally saying he's 100% healthy. Zach Martin's been on record saying he can't They were talking about back in was it 2020, the COVID year? Zeke was the only healthy guy on the offense, and they were still giving him the ball.
Yeah.
Now that he's healthy and the team's kind of healthy, everyone's trying to rally around him and they want to prove that he's still the back that he used to be. Last year, it's on record that he played most of the year with the PCL injury. How bad it was, obviously, none of us really know, and it might seem like a crutch. But there was a substantial fall off after when they said he had the injury. He started the season off, the first 5-6 games. He came out running hard. He was getting touchdowns. He kind of looked like the Zeke of old, which kind of goes back to the whole thing. Did we fuck up by not just hitting him for 4 or 5 games? I don't know.
Yeah, because with these tear injuries or when you bruise or inflame a ligament, they can be fine for the next game right after, but then you make a cut. I never played football, so I'm only speaking from lacrosse or perspective, right? Or soccer. But when or even just running around on the playground with the lads. But when you make a move and you hit just that spot again and it's weakened, that's where the real damage comes from. Almost that second hit, right?
Where's AJ at? Oh, he's vape 10 running around the playground.
He's vape 10 on a jungle gym. Where else would he be?
Okay, so AJ can't answer this. If you were to be on a playground and seeing Alex running around vaping it up, what structure do you think he would
Smoke weed every day.
What structure do you think he'd be on primarily? Steve, go ahead.
If he's stoned,
Yeah, just Alex on the playground.
Just on the swings, just kicking it.
Okay.
Close.
Anth, what do you think Alex would be rocking?
Yeah, swings probably. I agree. Hey, one sec. Does this sound better? Does this sound better?
Oh yeah.
It sounds a little bit better. Yep.
Okay.
Woo! We have an audio upgrade mid podcast. For those of you who are just here to experience this,
I'll go. I think it's a tie for me. He's either on one of those tire swings, and it's lopsided, so it's just like him kind of lopsided up, or he's on a zip line.
I got a better question. If Zeke Elliott was on a jungle gym,
where is he?
Where's Zeke at?
He's on everything playing. He's the guy who's forcing people to play tag. So he's on every part of that gym equipment.
I think he's either, he's
not
on
gym equipment, the playground equipment.
He's on the ball field, and I say ball field specifically because it could be any ball that they're out there playing with, but he's just out there running around, or he's climbed to like the highest part of the playground that you're able to climb to, and he hangs out up there.
Yeah, I agree with
Funny
that.
story, Ad, you said tag. Barry Sanders went on record saying that the reason he was really good at running back or knew that he was a running back was when he was a kid and they played tag. Nobody could ever even come close to touching him. I imagine Zeke playing tag probably a little bit different. He's probably just running and dropping the shoulder on people.
Flight 23 says Zeke was probably the kid who said, I wasn't even playing once he got tagged. That's I would actually think that's more like Micah Parsons would say that.
No, that's a Schultzy.
Or Schultze. Oh, guys, come on. We had a lot of comments going on with the Zeke. I'm just going to hit a couple highlighted ones. We'll start with Barry Grant Jr. said right off the bat, Anth is such a bully because he came in here and he started to try to push me around because he did something stupid like doing an update. Flight 23,
baby.
Flight 23 says every time I join live, someone is in a different location. LOL. We'll get to the Zeke stuff. We got every player might get traded. Zeke's not getting traded this year. Next year, Pollard and Zeke will be gone. Draft Gibbs in round 2 next year. I don't know who Gibbs or
who said that one.
That's Ultra Cowboy said that, and I don't know who Jeremy Gribbs. I mean, maybe he spelled it wrong.
How old is Pollard?
Jameer Gribbs.
Gibbs.
Gibbs. How old is TP20? Can you check out, Alex?
25.
Do you think he's 25?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he has some. He has some stuff.
He's going to want to be a number one sooner rather than later. So
yeah,
25 years old.
That's a good shout that TP might not be there next year. Because if he's still going to be second choice to Zeke, then
You know what?
Yep.
What?
Tell us. Fucking tell us.
Steve's got a point with that because Steve's got a good point with that. Oh, cocksucker. I mean,
does he have a good point?
I've got a good point, but I'm still a cocksucker.
I tried putting headphones in and they got all messed up.
Yeah.
Wait. He's
He's
got a good point. Was fucking cunt.
No, here, let me say, okay, Steve's got a good point because next year we're going to be in this really weird situation with Zeke and Pollard, and you almost have to decide, are you going to extend TP20 or are you going to keep Zeke? Because someone's going to pay Pollard to be the next top back in the NFL. People see his talent. It's just not Cowboys fans and Cowboys players. People are looking at Pollard, and they'll probably be able to get him at a pretty reasonable price. So you're in this weird situation. Do you commit more to Zeke or do you commit to Pollard? And this might be one of those seasons where you might see Tony getting a little bit more carries than Zeke and them start seeing what he can actually do to see if they want to actually go long-term with him.
So do you think they're going to give him that, or do you think they still, undervalue him?
I need to see what he can do he needs to be a lead back. He needs to be able to pick up blitzes. He needs to be able to consistently run through the tackles. The blocking is the main thing. He needs to be able to protect Dak, right? Zeke's one of the best blocking running backs in the NFL. Sure, you don't want to pay your running back X amount of dollars to be a 6 lineman, but it's a crucial part of being a running back.
Right. Ultra Cowboy saying Gibbs is the running back out of Alabama. You don't give RBs a second contract. Every 4 years, you draft another running back.
I don't disagree, to be honest.
Guess what? Gibbs is on our radar now. Why? Because we recommend our listeners give us info into college and or high school.
Well, you look at
we don't really follow it.
You look at DeMarco Murray. He was kind of the prime example. They drafted him in the 3rd round, and he ended up being with the right offensive line. He in 2014, I think it was 2014, he set the record for most Cowboys rushing yards, right? And DeMarco Murray wasn't a big touted guy coming out of college. Then he left. He left in free agency. We had a weird year where we didn't have a running back. And then we drafted Zeke. I think the days are getting pretty slim where you see a running back drafted where Zeke got drafted, which was the 4th overall pick in the 1st round. I just don't see that happening too soon in the NFL unless you have like a generational talent like a Reggie Bush where there's so much hype around him, right? And even that didn't pan out. So running back, you could, like he said, you could get a running back later on and almost plug them in, and they're going to still get you production as long as you have the rest of the team around, as long as you have the rest of the team built to produce for a running back.
Right.
I have this little figure here.
Oh my God.
This little table. You know how much I love tables. I get
tables and diagrams.
I get soup hard, and you can't really see what's going on here.
Well, I have it zoomed in a certain way, so you got to go over to the left.
I can't shift it.
Oh.
But if Adam just pull the screen over a little.
I know when someone else was running stuff, he was able to shift things for me.
Okay. There we go. I could, but that was good. So you can see here, I just want to show, so running backs actually are declining over the next, like in terms of salary cap breakdown. What we're looking at is a table of 2020 to 2026, and it's got the total amount of salary cap for each position. So right this year, we have 23.4 million in running back salary cap locked up. Next year, it is down to 19.4, and then 16.2, 17.1, and 16.6. So it kind of hovers around there. So we have the flexibility, it looks like, as long as the trajectory of the league salary cap keeps going up as it does over the year to year. There's more and more room becoming available for running backs for us to be able to pay both of them, and that's the way that the league is going. So I believe that as long as they're both young, and maybe 2026 would be the last year that this actually would be reasonable, but there's no reason that you couldn't keep both going.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the NFL is definitely a 2-back system, if not a 3-back system. You see a lot of teams even with 3 backs. Zeke, I think, is one of the top paid running backs in the NFL. I think the Cowboys learned a big lesson from this. You need to be able to pay other positions other than running back because they're so easy to plug and play. You see kind of receivers are now going like receivers are starting to get paid like the big guys, and running backs are kind of in fantasy football is the same thing. Running back used to be your first pick was always a running back, right? It used to always be. That's kind of shifting to some of the top wide receivers go in the first round compared to you would never see a wide receiver in fantasy football. And it's kind of with their salaries, same thing. They're all going up.
So would you say from an offensive standpoint that running backs are the easiest to slot in to that position and still do a job than any other position if you have the right teammates around him?
Yeah, I honestly, I think I think running back is probably one of the easier plug and play positions just because they're so relied on the rest of the team, right? I mean, you could say that almost with any other position, but a running back needs to get the ball. He needs 5 other guys blocking really well. So if you have 5 guys blocking really well and you're getting the separation off the line, all these guys are tremendous athletes, right? They can all run 4.3 to 4.5, right? Like there's no slow running backs in the NFL. If they get that separation off the line, they're going to be able to still get production compared to other positions. Like you can't just plug and play a quarterback. We know that it's very hard to do. It's tough to say. Football, when you start thinking it like that, football's such a team sport that every position relies heavily on the next one.
Right.
I would say this, it's the abundance, right, that makes these positions easier to do. So like in the first and second round, if you want a quarterback or a running back, that's when you need to draft them, because usually a running back's played 2 to 3 seasons of college football, and they've been that running back for that college football team, right? So you get a pretty good idea of who they are. A lot of these other guys, they might have had an outstanding second half of the college season, but there's so many wide receivers who just have the physical talent, and maybe they can just develop through coaching, so they're worth taking in those later rounds. So the abundance helps, I think, for us. I think that's what we're seeing right now is high amount of wide receivers, and then it'll probably go tight ends if it's not already heading that way, that we're just seeing are super easy to replace. And running backs are in a place right now where if the player comes out and they're some sort of unique monster that has that skill, which is becoming a little less like standoutish, let's say. But usually they have usually there's a few first, second round picks that come out and add to that pool every single year from the rookie year or from the draft.
I would like to say this though.
Sorry,
I would like to say this. I would like to say this one thing.
Crack him if you got him, Steve.
Crack him if you got him.
Got him.
If you had to pick one player on the team that's the biggest crybaby bitch, it's got to be Schultz.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I just had to go. I've not
been on for a while, but I'm obviously keeping up with the watching and the Instagram and everything. But what the fuck is going on with that guy?
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know.
I don't want you to rehash other episodes, but holy shit.
We're on his hit list, I guess.
He cries when he masturbates. Let's just leave it at that.
What is that? Not normal? That's not normal, or
when the porn finishes and he's just staring in the black mirror with his cock in his hand.
yeah.
Just upset. Now it's limp. He's just
we went from running back talk to just Schultzy J-O-ing himself. I love it.
Crying.
While crying.
Okay. So before we go on to this filthy comment, because Filthy's in the chat,
Filthy's bag.
He hasn't been around for a while. The one thing I was gonna say is like, and we've already said it about the running backs, the tandem back, like having two backs being able to carry the workload. It's like we see less and less of these ultra backs. So a lot of the people in the chat don't pay a second contract. Like I completely agree with that. I think that as you're going through, because everything is getting harder and harder, every position's getting better and better. The running backs are taking a lot more damage, and you're not running a one back as much as possible. So the goal would almost be to find like 3 to 4 solid running backs that you're able to cycle through in that tandem role. But Filthy says, Anthony, Alex and Adam has gotten smart over the last year. You girls have doubled your subscribers. I'm proud of you girls. Why is there a Steelers fan in your living room?
First of all, it's the basement.
Yeah. Guess what, Filthy? First of all, it's not my living room.
Yeah.
It's our studio. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, studio basement. Basement studio.
And secondly, his grammar is totally off. I know it's the internet, but dude, come on. Have some respect for yourself.
Look, Filthy, if you were here in Adam's studio, then
Get on you.
No, you would be sitting down with us too. You'd be tied up and tarred and feathered, but you'd be chilling with us.
Oh, Nate Dogg's in the house.
We let anyone in, and they can wear any jersey, and they can come down into the sex dungeon or the studio. We call it the sex dungeon or the studio.
Yeah.
But anyone's welcome. But look how ugly that jersey is. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally the best jersey in NFL, clearly.
Eric Serrato has a set. He says, better question is, why is there a Sheagles fan listening to a Cowboys podcast?
Oh.
Okay, what do we got next?
Just kidding.
AJ?
We do love the view, Philly. So
what
we have next?
What do we got next, AJ?
Well, we kind of touched on it. If you got through my long rant back there, and you're still listening, well, we have another topic we'll talk about. Hopefully, I can be just as long-winded. Dallas Cowboys offensive players gathered to work out ahead of training camp. I just thought this was funny because we always talk about, I have this perspective in my head of who Schultz is, okay? And he is the guy who is not part of the inner circle, but he like always, because he's skilled and in the position of being the number one tight end, he gets to be in the inner circle. So whenever I see his photos, and this is talking about the offense putting in this work.
Oh, you want to throw it in there? Okay.
Yeah, you can throw it up if you want. Here we have RJ Ochoa on Twitter. The Dallas Cowboys offense is putting in work before training camp, and this is from Dak. And apparently Zeke was there too. I'm sure he had his shirt off as well. But I just love that, like, yeah, Schultz is like this, like it's a brotherhood thing to him. I don't know
which one is he.
Schultz.
Exactly. You couldn't pick him out. Schultz far
Well,
right.
I know it's one of two.
He's one of two. Yeah, he's on the right hand side in the white shirt.
Okay.
He's the guy who looks like a fan. He just got the fan experience on a tour.
He does totally, and he had a good college D2 career.
Yeah,
but never actually got in it, and went to an NFL tryout, but never actually got further than that. No, that is the Schultzernator, and he's practicing with the rest of the squad. In the picture is CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Jalen Tolbert or Tolbert, and then what's the other guy's name here? McKeon?
Yeah, McKeon.
Mickey on.
So what do you think, Anthony? What's this make you feel like? What do you,
I like it.
What's
I like
going on? What's going on in your plums when you look at this photo?
You know what? I'm stoked. I'm glad that they're getting together. They don't necessarily have to be doing that. Schultz finally get there. He's ready to put the work in, which is good to see. CeeDee Lamb, you need him there. Tolbert, you gotta love the guy. I don't know what they're doing. You only got the tight ends and the wide receivers there, but it's still a good sign. Like they're at least getting together and throwing before training camp, which is, like we said, a couple weeks. So you can only be happy to see it. No one's holding out. Well, Schultz kind of got some contract issues, but for the majority of it, the offense is there. They're working together.
And Washington and Gallup are injury at the moment, right?
Oh yeah, Gallup. You know MG13 would be there if he wasn't banged up. So I think you can only be happy about it at this time of year, seeing the boys together. It's just good to see that we're so close.
It does.
We're close, boy.
Dude,
Close.
it does. So, Adam,
I think it's more that they're just on the piss in Miami.
Oh, probably.
yeah.
That's where they are.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Hang on.
Absolutely.
Kilo C just dropped one of the greatest comments. The fundamentals need an update, fellas. Sissy level.
Ooh.
Good call.
I love that. Kilo hates Schultz now, which I love that because he's
Sorry about that. Whammy.
All Schultz has to do is
Unblock us.
Is he getting paid though? Is he going to get paid?
Yeah, I think so.
Not by us.
Here's what's going to happen. Schultz is in a great position to have another great season. He's getting paid what, 15 million, 10 million?
I think it's only 10.
Okay,
I was saying 15 a bunch because I thought it was 15, but I think it's like 10.2.
It sounds better when you're shitting on him to say 15 million.
I know. So he's actually getting paid 145 million to play this year.
Yeah. He's getting a dump truck. I don't know. They couldn't even bring it in with a dump truck. That's how that's how much money he's getting paid. But then he's gonna have another great year because it's a good position to be in with the Cowboys. Is like your tight end is essentially a receiver in a lot of plays. That the tight end position he plays, at least. That's how you have to scheme when Schultz is out there on the field.
Not gonna lie, I was looking at drafting him for my fantasy team this year. Then all this happened, and
Oh yeah, good.
kind of left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth.
He
He
still does go.
He must have been eating chili.
Hey, if he's available in the 5th or 6th.
That's the thing.
Yeah, have you been drafted in our league? Nobody's in the 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant 5th or 6th, like
in
no
a prototypical fantasy league.
Yeah.
The thing with Schultz is he's still under the radar, I think, NFL wide at fan wise.
Mm-hmm.
So in fantasy football, he should be available. As far as his contract situation goes, I don't think, unless we franchise tag him for a second time, I don't think Dallas is going to be able to afford him. I think Dallas is really hoping that our 4th round tight end ends up making a huge push for that role, where we all know, and we've talked about it on the cast when Barry was on, we talked about it. Dallas is very tight end friendly.
Yeah.
Very tight end friendly. And I feel like this is another thing. I feel like you could, because Schultze's not the greatest blocker. I feel like you could put a lot of athletic tight ends in his position and they could still have pretty decent production.
I didn't see one good block from him last year.
He didn't even have 1,000 yards last year. He's acting like he had 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Yeah,
you know,
Sugar Daddy made a comment. Schultz gets 10 mil, but Zeke's overpaid. Face roll, eyes roll.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Look, I agree.
I'm not upset with because it's position wise. He's coming in. He catches the ball. He plays that role. He adds nothing extra to that tight end role, and it's the dominant tight end position for the Cowboys offense, at least from my perspective. Like the tight end that they have on the field is mostly we're looking for him to run a route and catch a football or be open
Totally.
to football. So like all in all, like paying $10 million for that position, I think is a reasonable. It's if you're trying to roll up an offense that moves the football, then that's a reasonable amount to pay. You're going to have to sacrifice that money elsewhere, but $10 million is not a lot. But it's not a Schultz. He's worth this much. It's just for me saying that's how much the position is worth.
Yeah, and that's another position that's finally starting to get. It's finally starting to catch up to the market's been set now, right? Like before, tight ends didn't get paid. You'd get the occasional Gronkowski, the Kelsey. You'd get these occasional guys, but now you're getting that Njoku guy who got paid pretty well, and Schultze's stats were way better than him, right? So the tight end market is moving up because it's not like running back, wide receiver, quarter. Well, I guess it's kind of like quarterbacks. There's only like maybe 10 or 15 good tight ends in the NFL, like starters, star power tight ends.
Exactly. And what we see from the fallout from this is then now the defensive players are forced to now start in the high school and college levels, start to adapt to like being like, okay, this might be fucked up, but just bear with me real quick. I have to block these new type of hybrid tight ends. I'm a linebacker, so now I have to adjust. Now I have to kind of morph my position, how I play, and I become a hybrid of my position in a sense. And like maybe that's not the perfect example, but that type of thing, like that pushes these positions in the NFL to like, you know, if we looked at the quality of player from 1990 to now, and from 1970 to 1990 and so on. If you
Shannon Sharp, baby, Shannon Sharp in the 90s as a tight end, son.
No, it's not even about the tight end. I'm just making the point that like the quality of football on the average has just continues to go up and up and up and up. Like, right?
Sagama Beach.
The practice squad in the NFL are better football players than the Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
Right. So, and maybe people hate that I said that. Oh my goodness! But
the only thing that
I
Schultz
don't think any CFL fans are listening.
No, not at all.
I don't think so. I think you're right.
The only thing that Schultz can block is people on Twitter, is what Flight 23
oh,
says.
and you know what? He's fucking good. He's fucking good at it.
That was good.
Let's go. Let's keep rolling, dog.
That was meme worthy.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we
hey, you know what? We'll credit Flight 23 when we meme the shit out of that comment.
I'm trying to connect my AirPods.
Hey, guess what? Just stop doing whatever you're trying to do and just roll with it. For the next 45 minutes at most is what we're probably going to be rolling through. Just go with it.
It's distracting me though.
Hey,
it's like Dallas is going for it.
Yeah, and you know what? Barry Grant Jr. says it best. Fuck Schultz. Yeah, fuck Schultz, man. He's trying to get
Barry on. We need to get Barry on next week.
Yeah, Barry, you're on next week.
Smoke weed every day.
Sorry, I just vape 10.
I don't know. I'm fucking done.
No, what? You can't hear us?
No, I can. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, I like you guys in my ears.
Are you do you want to continue with the podcast? We have some really good.
He likes us on his ears and on his face.
You do like us on your lips.
Let's just play
prison talk.
that shitty outro song we have and call it a day.
No way.
Yeah, you know
Just
what?
get
Fuck
it.
you with all that hate. Let's go
Here.
on. What do we got?
So how about
okay? So Cullen Thornburg for anybody showing up. The only reason we're giving all this Schultz hate is that he blocked us on Twitter, and he blocked.
And we
us
used to
on
be a huge
Instagram.
fan.
And if you go back to any live stream that we've done, we have the 5 fundamentals of Schultz. We love Schultz. I think we maybe made one comment. It was one post about something. I don't even know what.
No, there was a couple posts that we made when he was saying, I'm going to hold out and not go to training camp. And then he fucking didn't even hold to that, and he actually went. So I don't even know why we're being blocked. We're calling him a PUSSY for doing that. And
Pussy?
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait.
I know, write it out.
Oh.
Spell it.
Write it out. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
pussy.
mean
Okay.
it. And then he goes ahead and then blocks us online for doing that. And then he himself doesn't actually hold to it. CowboysCanFan.com. If you're looking for anything, Cowboys CanFan. And what do you give us give us where you are right? Let's all gauge where we are right now on the Schultz meter.
The 4 fundamentals of Schultz: jealousy, envy, tears, and being a sissy. That's from Kilo C. Love it.
Sissed up. He's sissed up.
He just sissy.
Having a mangina should be in there.
Let's go through where we all are
and
with
is
Schultz on a
Schultz
scale of 0 to 10.
And Schultz, for the record, he 155% has to be an Instagram boyfriend. He'll be walking around with his phone and a light, and he's taking photos for his girlfriend. He's the guy who
Babe,
he's
babe,
like,
you look great, babe. And he runs up and shows her, babe, look.
You could remake 7 with Schultz in the Kevin Spacey role.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
do a video of that.
Schultz's face on.
Jealousy just making you all eat your fucking carpet where your fucking chair's been rolling over it.
Schultz.
I have a question.
Crack him if you got it.
Crack him if you got him. I have a question, AJ. So you said 0 to 10. So 0 being what and 10 being what?
So 0 being like I have no animosity towards Schultz, no hate towards Schultz, and 10 being Schultz. If they traded you tomorrow for a 7th round pick in 2029, I wouldn't give a shit.
Okay, I'll start this. I got this. So I will be there from day one. If Schultz gets 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, I will be so fucking jacked up. I'll be jacked up. But the first time he drops a pass, I'm going to be that guy that we should have fucking just sent him. We should have traded him. Should have franchise tagged him. So I'm somewhere in the middle. I need him to be.
He's a 5.
Let's put you at a 5 right now. And we'll go through it throughout the year.
Cop out answer, but okay. Answer 5.
5. I'm a 5.
I'm
a drunk 5.
You know what? I'm an 8. I'm an 8. I think sorry, which are we? Is 8?
Yeah, but
eight's worse than 5.
We still know you are still the most likely one to have sex with Schultz, so we know you're gonna say.
I'm saying I'm.
No,
still
you're a 2 then.
I'm still a fan. Okay, right.
You're
So,
a 2.
You're a 2.
yeah, I think our scale's a little bit off because even Ultra Cowboy saying 10, he's instrumental for Dak, so he's thinking that on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay, so we'll switch it. 10 means
being the
you're all
best.
about him.
Yeah. So I'm an 8.
And still a 5.
Answer 5 for sure because it doesn't matter what way it swings.
Drunk 5.
Steve, what are you? I mean, Steve.
It doesn't. I don't care. -2.
-2. Okay, nice.
Fuck that guy.
Hey, yeah, good, nice. As Alex is about to say it, Flight 23 also comes with a great meme-worthy comment. I just know Schultz cried watching The Notebook.
Didn't everyone?
Yeah,
I don't know. I've not seen it.
Adam, you're a 2?
I'm an 8. 10 we're fans. 0 we're not.
Hey, let me just say this: if you're in the chat and you haven't hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button. It brings more people that hate Schultz into the chat.
-2. Me.
Yeah, -2 for Steve. Kilo C says Anth doesn't want to see Schultz on an important 3rd down.
Nope. Biggest 3rd down of the year right here.
Yeah.
I'm right now.
All of them.
I'm a 6. I'm gonna 6 it. I'm a 6er.
Okay.
I like that
that's
he can score points. If he starts not scoring, you goddamn believe
What?
you can believe that I'm gonna drop him down to probably close to a 0. Cut him.
This is
Cut the SOB.
I'll be back at a 10 for Schultz is if I play this soundbite
Looks like Dallas is going for it.
and he scores a TD.
And he scores. Hey, question, or not even a question, just something that we didn't really put on the docket for today. They're bringing Hallelujah in training camp. They're bringing Hallelujah in. I don't know how to say his last name, so we just call him Hallelujah. Oh, it's still going.
Steve has
Just
no
to go.
idea what that was.
I know who this guy is.
So they're bringing him into for a little competition because the only kicker we got on the roster right now is the guy from, I think it's Texas A&M, who was an undrafted free agent. Oh, you do have it on the docket.
Dude,
Okay.
No, he doesn't. He was. Hey, guess
we just
what?
found it.
We are
It's
at
healthy
vape
competition,
10,
right?
Almost vape 10.
See, this is disappointing news to me because I was a 10 on Zerline, Greg.
Oh
Greg,
my,
like,
no one was
I was,
Oh.
10. I was a fat 10.
You loved him.
He was a porn star.
I always thought, Steve, it was way weird that you talk so much about him.
Yeah, like even like just out of this studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, you know.
Most of the time,
Sat in majors. It's like, yeah.
you
love
would
good,
you would text me just a photo of him and say like, "Hey, isn't this guy cool?"
Greg Zerloin's looking pretty good today.
Hey, got this sent to me.
I will say this though. I'm gonna, for selfish reasons, I hope Hallelujah wins just so that it makes point after kicks fun, so that when he makes it, we can play Hallelujah. And I'm just happy that Greg Zerloin isn't there because I fully expected every kick to miss all the time. So my panic button level will drop a little bit. I'm more I'll be less hard on a guy that misses the kick that's undrafted free agent than a guy with the nickname Greg the Leg, who's been in the league for X amount of years, that just decides to miss a kick every time it's important.
Well,
God damn, that drove me nuts.
Hey, he played for the Argos. I didn't see that.
dudes, here's the hard decision for both the kicker and probably all the positions, but definitely the kicker and the quarterback seem to have this kind of extra weight on the decision, but like switching them out for a new starter. The quarterback and the kicker are just two positions that stand out as a little bit more complicated. Whereas, because in a running back, you can kind of disguise it. Wide receivers, you can disguise it a little bit by like transitioning them slowly out of that position, because there's a lot of, like if you say you want to basically have your number 2 wide receiver become your number 1 because they're just naturally a better talent, you can slowly make that transition happen over the season without anyone really seeing it. Whereas
what you're trying to say is a kicker, literally, when he's going to do his job, everybody's watching him. Like there's no getting away.
Yeah.
There's no getting away.
Yeah.
Greg Zerloin was as safe as a ripped condom.
Crack him if you got
Crack
him.
him if you got him.
Flight 23.
God damn it, our chat's way funnier than us.
Yeah, Flight 23 is 3 for 3. Next week we're gonna have Barry Grant Jr., Flight 23, and Kilo C hosting the podcast, and we're just gonna hang out in the chat.
We're just gonna
be writing LOL in the chat the whole time.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Lol.
LMAO.
Raffle. Raffling.
Raffle and emoji cry face.
Ultra Cowboy says, I've never seen a more pessimistic fan base than ours. I mean, very true.
Oh fuck, man. I've been arguing on Reddit for days with people. Don't even get me started. I was pretty sick for the last couple of days. All I had was my phone in the bed, and I've been going to war with some Reddit. Reddit's the worst. Reddit is so toxic.
Oh, I love Reddit.
You went to war.
I went to war on Reddit. Everyone's just like crying. Like everyone's just
Tell us what the war is about.
Tell us some sick stories of you in bed with your phone.
Well, for one, I was only FaceTiming. No, I mean Reddit.
From
like you guys
inside.
have been on Reddit. Reddit has a lot of funny ass people on it, but when you go to sports, it's just such toxic shit. Whereas like I find Instagram, even like Snapchat, any of the other platforms, a lot of the fan base is, they're critical, but they're not so bad. Reddit, it's just like you got all these fucking sleuth neckbeards just hammering away about how much
that should be on that should be on /brand new sentence. Sleuth neckbeard.
Yeah, sleuth.
Like they know every single stat of everything, so you can't even really argue with them, and they're just so pessimistic.
You can't argue with a Reddit incel that spends all day in his mom's basement. On the internet.
Sex with people, he will beat you in any argument.
No, they're mining Bitcoin, so they have like 50 GPUs running, and they have like 3 massive screens, 3 massive 37-inch ultra wide monitors, and they have every stat up in front of you with the Reddit screen just like slivered out.
My fucking crypto is dumping right now. Okay, that's how they're freaking out about it now. I'm fucking hemorrhaging crypto.
So maybe that's why they're so angry.
Yeah, so they take it. And then when you pan back out, it's like just them. There's no pants underneath them. It's great.
But like I said,
what's Mountain Dew? What's piss? Nobody knows.
I haven't. I drank in these kind of mystery bottles every now and then, and I haven't died yet, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Mystery bottles, gross.
What? Oh, is that you're whistling to me to show you this? To move on, was that a whistle?
No, I was having a drink of this Moscow Mule, or this nude Moscow Mule.
Oh yeah, what do you think? Too sweet?
Hey, use ants. Sparkling.
AJ, question for you: did you read all these articles?
I did. Yeah.
Did you? Guaranteed, Adam didn't.
No, 159%. I didn't.
I read them all, and this was the one that probably kind of made me a little bit mad. Not mad, but like kind of like, Jerry, come on.
Well, absolutely. And Anthony, I want to hear exactly
the journalist name.
I want to hear what you have to say. This is
Chris
how about
Harding?
that Cowboys Ring of Honor on Deadspin.com by Chris Partee. And that's both Chris with 2 S's and Chris Partee with
2 S's. That first name's a party.
Two S's. Yeah, that's too much.
What a statistic.
And then Partee. It's Party, but he's got 2 E's, no Y.
That's a great name.
Do you know what?
That's a fake name.
Do you think he says this to people? Hey, what's up? My name is Chris Party. That's Chris with 2 S because I like to party
with 2 E's. Okay, don't get it wrong.
I mean, if
and then he
should.
Yeah, he should.
Okay, sorry, Anth.
I don't know.
So yeah. Go ahead and tell us what you have to say. Ignore the ridiculous all elite AEW wrestling advertisement here, and let's go into the article.
I'm just going to give you kind of my bullet points. So I cruised to this article, and last year it made news when Jerry Jones was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. It had made news that people were asking him how him and Jimmy Johnson's friendship was going, and Jerry basically answered that with he's going to be in the Cowboys Ring of Honor. So if everyone watching, Steve, a little backstory, you probably know this too. Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson built the Cowboys dynasty together in the early 90s. Jimmy Johnson left a little bit on a failed relationship with Jerry Jones, and they had kind of a beef for 20 plus years. So last year, it seemed like they were finally coming to get over their shit. And Jerry Jones was finally realizing, okay, Jimmy Johnson was a big integral part of the Cowboys teams in the 90s. He's going to be in the Ring of Honor. They haven't won shit since. So it was like they're going to put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor, which is a big deal in Cowboys folklore. And just this recently, someone had asked Jerry Jones when it was going to happen, and he basically answered, "Oh, there's really no timeline. I haven't really thought about it. Eventually, I'll think about it when it's about to happen."
Let's watch this video
Okay, let's watch this. Yeah.
So are we making an announcement here?
Well, we can be if we can. I don't know how we're going to upstage.
No, yeah, you can. Go ahead.
So this is
We'll be in the Ring of Honor.
This is Jerry 2021, last summer. Jimmy Johnson replying. The next clip is from 2022, June 16, 2016.
Nothing to talk about
right here
at all. And that's something that I've never really decided upon, almost until a week or two before I do it. Really? Yeah. No, I've never.
Yeah.
Been something that's got a long tail.
That's greasy.
So he was just tickling his balls because he was sat next to him, and now he's like,
Probably.
he's not within earshot, so fuck him.
Because
Yeah.
Jim.
Process, but as far as the timing of any individual that will ultimately be in that Hall of Fame.
No, Jerry had a couple.
And I understand.
He had a couple of white wine spritzers. He was sat next to him.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna make this guy's fucking dream come true. And then he fucking
Funny
said
that
it.
you said that.
Who is in the
Funny
Ring
that
of
you
Honor? Snap fucking quiz. Who's in the
I
Ring
don't
of
know.
Honor currently?
Drew Pearson, Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith, Randy White, Bob Lilly,
Roger
I don't know.
Staubach.
Yeah, Roger Staubach. Any of the Hall of Famers will definitely be in there. So Jimmy Johnson's a pretty integral part. Michael Irvin obviously is in there. Yeah, it's just shitty. The thing with that, I just hate you're sitting there and like you said, he probably had a couple drinks. And the funny part about that you said that it's a little, it was in that article. The whole reason the Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones thing started off was Jerry was drunk at, I don't even know what the event was in like 94. And he said after they had won their second Super Bowl that there's about 500 coaches that could have won with that team. He said that to two journalists. And that's kind of what started the whole feud between Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones.
Why?
Well, because he said Jimmy Johnson didn't coach that team. You could have put 500 coaches with that team and they would have, that team that I basically put together, I'm the general manager, they would have won. And Jimmy Johnson was like,
Jerry Jones said that.
Jerry Jones said that.
I
No,
thought he said Jimmy Johnson. He was just like, I mean, I'm good, but he could have won with that team.
I might have said that.
Oh, well, what?
Jerry Jones, all drunk, said to two journalists, 500 coaches could have won with that team.
And I'm not.
What a bell end.
I'm not. I'm not on Jerry's side, but I think like it was almost proving right that the next year they won, but that was as far as
They didn't.
I'm sorry.
They lost the next year.
Don't you dare talk over
El
Krakow
Krakow if you've ever got them all.
Okay, there you
I
go.
wasn't.
Now you can go ahead.
Sorry, you're right. But the next Super Bowl that was won was a coach that basically was playing the Jimmy Johnson's team.
Yeah. So what happened was in 94, they lost in the NFC Championship game with Barry Switzer, with basically the team that Jimmy Jones brought in.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. And then the following year, the Cowboys won the Super Bowl with Barry Switzer, with basically the team that was still put together by Jimmy Johnson.
I got people wandering around out there saying that this team is owned by Jimmy Jones. I need to get rid of this man.
I mean, it's still a bit of
It's Jerry Jones' team.
That's a bit of a shitty thing to do.
Ultra Cowboys saying Jimmy didn't win without Jerry in the NFL. Jerry won with Switzer. So obviously not defending Jerry Jones, but it's not he's won without Jimmy Johnson. It's not like they both have only won with each other.
It's true.
Yeah, but it was the team that was drafted by basically Jimmy Johnson, the guys that had all the values instilled with Jimmy Johnson.
Well,
and then
put it this way: if he was still there, would they have won more?
Probably.
Oh yeah, probably.
So that's the argument.
There you go, right?
Yep. Another really funny. Stephen White says, I had a Miller Lite Cowboy poster that had them together, and under it said, "Think when you drink." I would love
Steven, if you fucking can find that and take a photo.
You got the power of the internet right there. You could find it right now.
I mean, if you did think before you drank, no one would ever drink Miller Lite. Like, what am I doing? Holy shit!
Yeah,
I gotta drink a real drink. Like this nude pink lemonade I'm supping on.
Is that actually pretty? Is it good? The lemonade.
Kim had it in the fridge and I stole it on the way out. So
Jimmy
I
Jam?
I didn't buy them. Well, I guess I kind of did, but yeah, no. It's not that great.
Ultra says Cowboys don't win the 95 Super Bowl without Jerry signing Deion Sanders. 95 team was less talented than the 94 team. Sugar Daddy says Jimmy's team. Steve White says Barry didn't catch that year. Troy did. And Ultra Cowboy says Jerry teams. So we got a nice 50-50.
We
got a 50-50 split.
So
here, like it. You couldn't find it, eh?
I couldn't find it. Let's put a little
poster.
let's put a little I don't know, long-term bet on air right now. Okay, on the podcast airwaves. And all the earbuds listening,
or the podcast data waves,
data waves. Does Jerry Jones in his lifetime? Does Jerry Jones put
for the
Jimmy
next 200
Johnson?
years?
Yeah.
Fucking undead fuck.
Well, that's the problem. That's what we said. Jerry Jones sold his soul to something, and what the person that he made the deal with, it's as long as he's alive. I don't think Cowboys are going to win another ring.
No,
unfortunately. But Jerry.
So
gets to
sorry
live
to interrupt, but I say no.
Okay,
he's not going to put him in because he seems like a salty old fuck.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
seems like a salty old fuck. He's 90% salt.
Have you seen the fucking egg McMuffins he eats?
Yeah, he's 90% salt.
They're dipped in salt.
Yeah,
I want
Battered
a
in
fucking
salt.
Listen, I don't care how much I have to pay. I want my egg McMuffin coated in salt.
and don't give me any of that crushed salt bullshit or that pink Himalayan stuff.
Give me that American,
I want that American processed
switch.
packet salt.
Packet
I want
salt.
that packet salt. Okay, don't you come at me with this pink Himalayan stuff. Gosh darn it!
If you're
So
crushing
my
it,
answer is no.
I say no.
And as Kilo C says, Jerry Jones folklore segment. That concludes our Jerry Jones folklore segment. Da 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 da.
I'm loving it.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Okay, what else do we got? Actually, someone posted earlier. I think it was Flight 23 said that there 50 minutes ago they were talking about there's a possibility that Julio Jones or Julio Jones, depending on how you want to pronounce it, might be in consideration to signing with the Cowboys. Is this another clickbaity article? We don't know.
Every free agent gets connected with the Cowboys, and it never happens.
Is it?
You know what I
And it's because the Cowboys made no free agency moves.
Well, they're saving up. They got a lot of guys coming up in the next few years that they're gonna have to re-sign, right? So I don't hate that they're not really doing anything, but the only way I could see the Cowboys going out and signing someone like Julio Jones is if someone goes down in training camp or early in the season. And they're out for a long time. That's the only way I could see them getting like an aging wide receiver. They tried going young, right? Like who's the oldest wide receiver? James Washington right now?
Yeah.
Or maybe Michael Gallup. Like they're trying to get young. I can't see them going out and getting Jones, who can't stay in the lineup anyways.
I can see Jerry Jones feet up, salting his McMuffin, talking to his son.
Is it
and
Jerry
saying,
or Harry?
Jerry. And he goes, Steven, you know Young Guns is one of my favorite goddamn movies, and I'm excited about our team this year because we got a bunch of them Young Guns.
Can I tell you what I do? If I want this guy, I package up $12 million in salt.
Yep, as he's still salting.
And I ship it towards him for a 1-year contract. And I say, hey, I'll sign you for $12 million 1 year. We got $20 million or $22 million, whatever it is, you know. Get him or another high profile veteran who's out on the market that can play football. Just get him out there and playing with these younger kind of guys who don't really have tons of experience.
Not wide receiver though. If you're going to spend the money on a right now on a free agent, I don't want it to be on a wide receiver, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think
defensive line, or even maybe like a established offensive swing tackle. You know,
What did you draft this year? Were you offensive lineman this year?
We did O-line round 1, D-line round 2, wide receiver round 3, tight end round 4. And then round 5, we had like 4 picks in round 5. We did a little bit of everything. And yeah, that's kind of where it went.
Let's fucking go, Cowboys. Okay, well, Anth, here's something that you shared with us, actually. Oh shit, and I just closed it.
That was a personal thing. Don't show it.
Is this real? Is this to
We've
size?
all seen it.
Yeah. Cowboys. Just wait. I don't know what Adam's doing. I'm
sorry. I didn't find it yet, but they said the poster is the Ring of Champions
Ring of
poster
Champions?
by
Okay.
Miller Lite.
I can look that up. But right now, Cowboys have a middle of the pack roster amongst 32 teams per PFF. And this is the laundryhat.com article by Lauren Barash.
Oh, laundry hat. Oh, Landry hat.
Landry hat, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Laundry.
You know why it's the Landry hat, though, right?
I mean, that like there's people who call it a lot of different names.
Because of Coach Landry, Landry
Tom
always
Landry
wore the hat.
coached him for like 30 years, and he had the fedora.
And also, laundry hats are something you can wash.
Laundryhat.com, the biggest Cowboys.
You can wear them while washing.
You can see that right there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Tom
I was gonna,
Landry.
you know what?
The,
you know what's funny? Because I was going to say Tom Landry.
Yeah, Tom Landry, right there with his hat. He has his.
He's also probably in the
right
Ring of
here.
Honor. You know what Jerry Jones did his second day as the Cowboys owner? Fired Tom Landry, who's the 30-year running head coach. That's pretty. And you know what?
So
and
he's got form.
But there's another thing saying Jerry, like the argument for Jerry, like he's the one that came in and basically changed everything right out of the get-go. He did make those hard decisions right out of the gate. So
Listen, I can't slag Jerry Jones as an owner because he's fairly good as an owner for the most fucking highest fucking worth team in the world, right?
Yeah,
you can't really slag him. Our fucking owners at United, Manchester United, are fucking dicks from fucking Tampa. Fucking what are they called?
Right.
Fucking all those fucking. Well, he died, but all the fucking brothers and sisters who run it now. Fucking what's his fucking? Those are Glazers. Joel fucking Glazer and Avi Glazer and that fucking cunt sister of theirs. Like fuck, you guys have got a pretty good owner.
Well, and like Barry's saying, the league wouldn't be the league. The NFL wouldn't be the NFL without Jerry Jones. He did a lot of shit behind the scenes to grow the NFL, to grow getting sponsorships outside of what the NFL was acquiring, to just bring a lot more, to bring the game to what it is. Like maybe we're not even fans of the NFL as much as we are. Maybe it doesn't have as big reach as it does right now if you don't have guys like Jerry Jones.
Seeing how television has grown, not in our time, we actually saw it on cable as well, but it's grown past that point now, right into social media. But like, we laugh about it, we've poked fun at it, but it doesn't matter even if it's pointed out in broad daylight. It's no vampire, but like people are drawn to just fucking entertainment in any way. And Jerry Jones realizes that, of course, we're dealing with the NFL sport here, but there's an entertainment value that can be sold as a package to people.
Are you trying to say the NFL's not real and it's scripted? Is that what you're trying to say?
Run away, people! Get out! No.
Smoke weed every day.
Absolutely not. The sport itself, of course.
He's the Vince McMahon of the NFL.
No. The sport itself, of course, is I'm just saying, like, there's.
Or is Vince McMahon
there, in the realness of it all, there is a commerce aspect of it, of course, a merchant aspect, and that's what Jerry Jones is. His biggest gift has been, because the more money that the NFL makes, the more like that these players can play, and the better the game technically would get, because people are more inclined to play a sport when you're getting paid more money. So,
yeah, I have a question for you guys. For
7.5 when I smash it out on a table.
Yeah, right. In what dream? No, I have a question for you guys. So, I posted something on the Instagram a couple days ago, and it was just the last time each NFC East team had a 4,000-yard quarterback.
Oh, look at Alex. He's just moving right now.
Oh, I saw that.
I'm trying to bring it up.
I just want to ask it, mainly Steve.
Yeah.
Because you're a fan outside of the division.
Yeah.
I just want to know if you think that is an important stat for a team, or if it's kind of irrelevant. Is it important for a team to have a quarterback that can consistently get to 4,000 yards, or is that just kind of hogwash?
I mean, it all depends on are you a run heavy team like, I don't know, Seattle? Are you throwing the ball every chance you get like fucking Matty Ice or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's an important stat, but it all depends on the team, right?
Well, here,
what's the win ratio with that 4,000 yards? Are you throwing garbage time yards where you're already behind, or are you throwing garbage time yards when you're already? I don't know. That's a tough question.
Well, the Seahawks though, Russell Wilson in the last 7 years, he went 4,000 yards 4 times.
Mm. Yeah, because the fucking running backs were
last year he didn't, but in those years they were playoff teams, right?
Yeah. Playoffs.
Last year he did playoffs. Last year he only did barely 3,000 yards, and you saw kind of the production or the team they put on the field.
Look,
I always rag on the Cowboys when I come on here just because it's fun, right?
No,
but no disrespect. Like Dak, he's obviously clearly the best quarterback in the fucking NFC East, right? Obviously, like the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC East. Like
none of those other guys are even on that team anymore.
Well, exactly.
Right. And
Am I right? Look
in 2019, Wentz got that by like, I think 30 or 40 yards. Otherwise they would have been somewhere in the fucking, I don't even think they would have a quarterback that had ever done it. I think it's important. The reason I think it's important, I think it puts your team in a better position to make the playoffs. Obviously it doesn't matter if they're going to win a Super Bowl or not, but it does say your offense is at least somewhat formidable, right? Like,
yeah,
Eli Manning and Kirk Cousins are the last time guys passed for over 4,000 yards on that team. Mm. How good have the Giants and the Commanders been since then?
Yeah, we're talking half a decade now.
Am I right? Look at these guys.
I just thought it was
obviously Commanders and Giants didn't. When did the Eagles win the Super Bowl? Was it 2019?
Yeah,
no.
2020.
I just like that you did. I did
just because I'm saying when they threw for over 4,000 yards, did they win the Super Bowl? And obviously the two on the right.
It was, and
it was 2019,
right?
Wentz got hurt. Wentz got it, and then he got hurt, and then Foles came in and won him.
Yeah, Foles came in and sweet trick play,
popped his little fucking hips.
I just like that we're now referring to them as the Commanders, and it takes them that second to be like, oh, you're right, the Washington Commanders. That's right.
I call them the goddamn commies, but I can do that when I wear this hat.
When he's wearing the red star, the Dallas.
Oh, I thought that was a Cowboys hat.
Yeah. Me too. I bought it in Vietnam. They have Cowboys hats.
Huge Cowboys market.
Big Cowboys fans.
Thanks to Jerry.
They do the colors differently. They do the colors. I think it's because they only have the colors green and red. So.
The Christmas Cowboys. That's a great. That's a great
Jerry on a shelf.
That's why everything's so cheap. They do these Christmas sales on these Dallas Cowboys merchandise.
Okay, guys, back up.
Sorry, I thought you were a Macy's fan.
just to back up why it matters. The last 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford, 4,800 yards last year. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady the year before had. Let me get to this.
Oh, what's the other?
4,600 yards. So both those quarterbacks, who won the Super Bowl for that? Let's check that out too. Who won in 20? Also two as well. Who won the Super Bowl in 20?
Wow, you triple pumped us on that, bro.
KC won it recently, right? And that was Mahomes, so he obviously threw for
75,000
yards.
Heineken Cowboys is what Kilo C said.
Was it 2020 KC? Is that when they won it?
Yeah, it would have been 2020 was KC. Mahomes had it. And then the year before was the Patriots. Tom Brady had over 4,000 yards. So right there, the last 4 quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl. I know that's a small sample size.
You're right. And I saw this Instagram post, and you're right. Like, it is important to have a QB that can throw over the 4,000 yards. And there's nobody else in that division that can do it. So
I would like to see who was the last quarter. And I mean, we don't got the time to do it, but I'm going to do some research and digging.
Who didn't throw?
The last quarterback that won probably Nick Foles, to be honest.
Yeah, but
he won a Super Bowl throwing, I don't know, 200 yards?
Yeah. 280 yards.
Extrapolate his yards to a full season, and I bet you that they go over 1,000. What he did.
And then the last question I wanted to ask you guys is I posted another thing, and it was about Dak owning the division. Is it important? Like, yeah, you put up these good stats against your division, but when the first goal of any season is winning your division, right? if you can dominate your division, you're more than likely you're going to be in playoffs. If you playoffs, you're going to be in the playoffs, and it's going to put you in a position to make a Super Bowl run. But people dismiss this as you beating up on your division as, oh, they're dog shit teams. Well, it doesn't matter if they're dog shit teams or not. You still have to beat those teams.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a weird stat, and we can always fall back on we can't get past the divisional round, and that's really all that matters, I guess. I'm just reaching. I'm reaching in early July here for some stuff. Some hopium.
He's reaching like he's trying to get his updates on his computer to work.
Hey, they work.
Oh, hey,
allegedly.
Look, I look at it as it's every team in the NFL is at least competitive, with the questionable 2 teams a year, and usually at this point it's been the fucking Jaguars and someone else. But each win matters, and being the best in your division, no matter how fucking kind of mediocre they might be, it still stands out. We'll see what happens at the end of this year, dude, because the reality is the Cowboys probably are going to have their, even though they haven't won it consistently the last 5 years, this might be the hardest competition in this division from the past 5 years. So
the NFC East has definitely gotten a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt.
Ultra Cowboy says we're going to the Super Bowl. I have not said that since 2007. Hopefully a better outcome. In Micah, I trust.
Damn, dude.
And then followed directly by Barry Grant Jr. of the All Even podcast. You need a QB that can make plays and win games by throwing the football. The days of the Steel Curtain and Ravens are over.
Yeah, fair. I agree. I mean,
just throwing some fucking haymakers at the Steel
I agree.
Look, Alex loves it.
I kind of agree with that, because at the end of the day, they called a draw play with Dak at the end of the game. How many quarterbacks are you doing that with if you trust them to make that throw?
That's wild.
Hey, I saw a stat the other day that there was only, they said a steel curtain, but there's, in the Super Bowl era, so 50-odd years, right? There's only 2 seasons when the Steelers didn't have like a top 20 defense. 2.
That's pretty good. It's because they had, what was the guy's name? What was their defensive coordinator there forever? Joe. I can't even think of his name, but the guy was there forever until he was in his 70s, and he actually played for them and then ended up going on to coach for them. Guy was a beast.
Yeah, but 2 out the Super Bowl era that they didn't have a top 20 defense. That's pretty fucking wild.
Is he your quarterback again? The guy that we were all laughing that we liked?
Kenny Pickett.
Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. And then they drafted George Pickens. Pickett and Pickens.
I want him every time he scores a touchdown, I want him to say, "Kenny Pickett, you better lick it."
Yeah.
You can't pick.
And he points at his crotch. Yeah. Wow, that's very aggressive.
Once again, no one can pick it like Kenny Pickett.
I can't wait till he gets an interception.
2-glove Kenny Pickett, because he wears 2 gloves.
Oh, fuck off. Really?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Kenny Pickett.
2 gloves.
Okay. What do we got going on here then? Is there anything else on the docket? Or
Yeah. Well, we still haven't talked about. Hang on.
AJ looks like he's about to pass out.
Oh yeah,
leaning over
because he's drinking these Moscow Mules. He comes. I'm like, AJ, pick up drinks. Moscow Mules, and then these peach. Out of everything, peach.
Crack him if you got him.
Crack him, you got him, son.
Okay.
Peach Pacificos.
This is our NFL roster ranking of all 32 teams. Strengths, weaknesses, X factors. Well, Dallas Cowboys are ranked 16th, right in the middle of the pack, which is so weird because was it not PFF that, this is a PFF article, was it not PFF that also ranked Dallas like the top OC and
second? Kellen Moore was the second OC.
PFF is Vape 10.
They're so Vape 10, dude.
Their minds, I think there's like multiple people writing articles. So this article, the reason they're 16th is because they basically just take all their grades on players, or like starting players, and then come up with that ranking from their.
We're one above the Washington Commanders.
So when you the Dolphins and the Saints are ranked higher than us.
Exactly.
So
what? Let's.
But are they're looking at the new roster for the Dolphins? Is that why?
Name the Saints quarterback.
Hey, guess what? You couldn't pay me. If you put $10,000 on the line and I couldn't Google it right now, I would not be able to tell you.
Exactly. So I mean, there's no
So,
fucking way.
say
I don't care how good other
What?
positions
Tell me
are. The
what?
Saints.
Who the Saints quarterback is?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Jameis Winston was still there.
I mean,
Yeah,
you might
he
be
is.
right. Hey, guess what?
He
You might be right. I don't know.
But he wasn't. It was weird. They had a weird thing with him last year too. They were jumping in and out of starting quarterbacks. But I don't see the Saints being better. I don't see the Dolphins being better. It's back to just PFF basically grading all the players on a team and then coming up with an overall score, basically.
So what we're looking at here, guys, and let's take a moment and have a gander. This is the 2022
Zoom in
Dallas
on it?
Cowboys. Yep, I can zoom in.
What are these numbers in brackets? They're rating?
So I'm going to tell you right now, they're based on just oops, that's the Colts. They're based on a series of different stats that they've put together to try to give players a sort of Madden type of rating. Okay, so there's a few different ways that they came to this number, but it's consistent at least. So just take that for what it is. 90 to 100 is elite. 80 to 90 is really good, like a great player. 70 to 90 is like
right,
average,
we get
a little
it.
above
We get
average,
it. But why?
et cetera.
Obviously, picks don't count for anything because why is Trayvon Diggs 58.5?
They had Trevon Diggs was rated like the 76th best corner of PFF.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. These guys are vape 10. They don't like.
They clearly are.
You know what? Like this,
Trevon Diggs at a 58. Yes. Like, anyone that watched football knew Trevon Diggs was better than
58.5.
58.5.
He's not as good as LVE, apparently.
That's the thing.
Right?
That's the thing. All I'm saying is, in this article, at least, they are consistent with their methodology. It's skewed methodology because there's no way that Trevon Diggs could be.
Is AJ getting vape PFF?
Smoke weed every day.
AJ's getting to the PFF height or what?
No. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm saying they're flawed. They are flawed in giving. They're flawed in Trevon Diggs being a 58.5. Absolutely, but I'm saying that at least it's consistent throughout. However they determine these fucking numbers, it's consistent throughout. And Cowboys got 16th.
Consistently inconsistent.
I mean, I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
No, me neither. I don't agree either.
But the article stated that it showed, what did you say? X factor. What else did it say?
So biggest strength, Micah Parsons. Biggest weakness, DeMarcus Lawrence. Those sons of bitches picking on him. And then X factor is Trevon Diggs.
See, I like the Trevon Diggs and the Micah Parsons. The biggest weakness is not D-Law at all. Maybe whatever PFF put together. They probably rank a lot of defensive ends.
Okay.
For sacks.
I'm sorry, it was D tackles and D tackles.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes more sense. D tackles, we are weak at D tackles, and we have tried to shore it up. Hopefully, that guy Ridgeway can come in and toss some people around. The Cowboys have been weak at defensive tackle for years, and there are three things: biggest strength, biggest weakness, and
X factor.
I agree with all three of those actually.
Yeah. So Ultra Cowboy says that he goes, Ultra Cowboy goes, I drop off a PFF ranking every day when I go to the toilet. He also said, Micah said LVE was the player that stood out during OTAs. And Ant's going to say, I hope so. I really hope so.
Why was his neck brace not there?
I missed that. What was it?
Micah said LVE was the player that has stood out during the OTAs.
Oh, stood out as in good. I thought you meant sat out.
Yeah, and
no,
then,
I hope he is.
And then your buddy Roop says Trevon Diggs had a lot of picks, but he also got ran on deep like a chump all season.
Don't care. Sorry, Roop, love you. Roop, I love you, but the most exciting play in a game is a Trevon Diggs pick. So if he gives up a few yards, I don't care as long as if he gives up 1,000 yards again and only has maybe 2 picks, then it's an issue.
Yeah,
but that hasn't happened yet. The guy's only his second year. He's only going to keep getting better and better. He was an all-pro. This is my argument with the Trevon Diggs thing. He was voted in as an All-Pro by guys that literally all they do is vote on. It's picked by players, the AP press, and then fans. So there's guys that literally do this shit for a living. They've watched thousands and thousands of hours of football. They voted Trevon Diggs as an All-Pro. That they see something in Trevon Diggs. You can ask any of the guys that are on the committee. Everyone loved Trevon Diggs. So these stats, these yards given up they're inflated by if Trevon Diggs gets beat and his safety over the top doesn't help him, he's taking the chance to maybe jump the route, expecting that he has a safety over the top. Classic situation was the New England Patriots game. He got burned, but he had safety over the top, and KZ just whiffed. He had Diggs jersey. So I don't know. It's such a small sample size.
It'd be difficult to check, I guess. But how many of those yards allowed resulted in a touchdown, or
we try.
I don't mean that.
It's hard
in one play.
So
it's hard to say, but you know what I mean. Were they scoring drives every time he let up fucking 50 yards?
So there actually are people who have done it, and I don't even know where to begin to look it up, but we have actually looked at a report here, and they take that into account, like what did that drive turn into, and plus and minus all the yardage and etc. And Diggs did turn out to be like a positive gains for
in press coverage when it's just a press coverage. When he's running press coverage, he's rated the top corner. He was rated the top corner in the NFL by PFF. So it's so weird. Like rate him in certain situations and then diminish him. At the end of the day, the guy had 11 interceptions. He gave 11 more offensive possessions to our team. No other player had done that in 40 fucking years.
Yeah, so Roop's saying he loves Diggs, but he's saying, I agree, he is an all-pro, but jumping routes versus getting beat deep, not a good trade, hence 58. So I think he's just saying that's why they're...
0.5.
Yeah.
I agree that he's got to clean it up. He's only in his second year, and Trevon Diggs is one of my favorite players. That's why I got a little heated.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I thought it was your camera at first that was going red, but it's actually your face going red. Cuzzy again.
Where were the Steelers rated?
Yeah, find out for the Steelers because
people are sleeping on the Steelers, man.
Well, no,
don't sleep on the Steelers.
There's a bunch of like nice Steeler comments in the chat, but I'm not gonna bring it up right now for you, Steve.
Why? Because you hate me?
No, a lot of love for Cordell Stewart and Warren Moon, but that's a given.
Warren Moon.
Sorry, Cordell Stewart. It was the
Flash,
and then they started talking about Warren Moon.
22.
Seems about right.
Yep, Mitch Trubisky.
60% of the time, it works.
Every time.
Yeah, but wrong. I did the wrong one.
Is Trubisky going to be starting for you guys?
He'll start.
Yeah. I mean, he's not terrible. I think he's gotten better since he left the Bears.
He'll start.
Roop's saying he's still waiting for his invite, so I guess you told him at one point. I
can say that Mason Rudolph won't be the fucking starting quarterback.
No, Mason Rudolph is he's like Chase Daniel, just making bank.
Oh yeah. That fucking stat. Was that the one you posted about 41 million or something? Oh, who sent that?
What, the Chase Daniels?
No, I did. Yeah,
was that you?
Yeah, Chase Daniel only started it only started in 5 games, and he's making 41 mil.
That's crazy. Over his course of his career.
Yeah, nuts.
Genius.
Okay,
genius.
No CTE for him, and he's set for life.
Yeah. He's played in 5 more NFL games than us. Started.
And has 39 million. 39.99999.
I was so close. I was so damn close.
Okay, what do we got here? Defining the biggest quarterback Jenga pieces on the Dallas Cowboys roster.
Gonna say this before anything. Love Jenga.
Yeah, Jenga's a good sport.
Jenga.
I love Jenga, like when the pieces are huge. Great game.
Yeah.
Big Jenga when the pieces are huge, and you can tell that there are some pieces that are not the same size as the other one. So it's a pretty janky game. That's my favorite.
They call it janky big Jenga.
Janky big Jenga. Yeah.
What do we got here, AJ? Yeah, you've been slacking on your fucking. I can't. Your audio drops.
Micah Parsons. Well, let's name some Jenga pieces before you go down.
Yeah.
Let's name them. Who do you guys think are big pivotal pieces besides Dak that keep this train moving?
They're gonna say Parsons. They're gonna say
TP20.
No,
TP20.
You don't think
they're
so?
gonna say CD.
TP20 will not be in there.
CD Lamb.
Zach Martin.
Yeah, I think they're gonna say.
We're talking about players that, like, if they weren't in there, the team wouldn't be able to win.
Left tackle Smith.
Yeah, Stephen White saying number 77 and number 90.
Yep.
And
so
then
we got Micah Parsons.
Who's your number one now? Is it Gallup or is it CD?
Everybody's
CD's number one.
Yeah, everybody wants CD to be number one.
CD's on the list.
Step it up. You already read this? You guys?
No, I have not read it.
I didn't read this, but I think my number one on there besides Micah Parsons is
Steve's just leaving. Steve's so pissed off. He's leaving.
Yeah, he's angry.
Zach Martin's got to be on that list.
Okay.
22 like your jersey, Steve.
And on defense, I think they're going to have DeMarcus Lawrence, and they're going to have CD Lamb. Fuck. Trevon Diggs.
This just in. You hear it here, folks. You hear it here first, folks.
At this point of the episode, Alex is feeling good.
Smoke weed every day.
CD Lamb.
Hey, scroll down.
He can't. He's too busy.
Boom. There he is. Looking like he's going to throw the football.
Yeah, why is he?
This just in as new quarterback, CD Lamb.
So CD Lamb, you did call that. Keep scrolling there, son.
He's expected to become the top fucking wide receiver.
That's it?
Trevon Diggs.
Trevon
Diggs. You guys called Diggs?
Yeah.
So anyone in chat, we're looking right now. We're just seeing Jenga pieces. What players on the team have to be on the team for us to be able to win games? Tyron
Smith. Yep. That was called.
Granted, like, if he's not there, possibly our first overall and his younger brother, Tyler Smith, could jump out, right? Possibly.
That's right. Thick Cooper.
That's it.
That was it.
Thick Amari Cooper.
Three guys.
No.
Micah Diggs and Smith. That it? And Lamb.
Well, yeah. Who are some Jenga pieces they missed then?
Zach Martin,
of course, absolutely.
The Cowboys' best player.
And they should have done that. They should have gone into the more obvious ones. Because those ones
I honestly think Tyron Smith was more obvious than Zach Martin, but
right.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm just a fanboy.
He's just a fanboy.
You're right. But I think it is
fanboy.
Anyone who has who starts to hold a strong interest, and I can speak of this as a 1 year Dallas Cowboys fan now.
Like you
365 days.
Okay, when did you say, okay, you know what, I'm a Cowboys fan now?
Probably not till September, actually.
So you haven't been a Cowboys fan for a full year yet,
No.
And I like your honesty there.
When do you guys think you were full on when someone said something about the Cowboys and you actually kind of got mad about it?
Second week for sure is when I started talking about we did this, and then someone's like, listen to him, he's saying we, and I was like,
end of September.
It was second game of the season.
You're hardcore.
Yep.
Was the first time my boy Tony Romo ran one in.
But you didn't really have a team, Adam.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like I've been a free agent for a long time, and I finally got signed. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You're signed.
Where was
AJ's?
AJ's?
You're too expensive. You're too expensive.
AJ's Raider Nation.
Well,
it's difficult to flush that shit.
No, he's Heineken. He's Heineken Cowboys.
Heineken Cowboy.
That's what I can't take credit for that. Kilo C said Heineken Cowboys.
That's funny.
Okay.
Here, my Jenga pieces.
Yeah, let's hear your Jenga pieces.
Is our fucking stud safety curse.
J-Ron. Yeah, J-Ron. Okay, we all get to pick one Jenga piece.
You know any of these plays? Give him a chance, all right? The guy knows the basic package, but he's only taking a few snaps.
We'll get our one Jenga piece, and then we're gonna call this shit out.
Yeah. Okay.
Even you get to pick besides Dak Prescott who you think the biggest pivotal guy in the Cowboys is.
Jerry Jones.
Hey, steal that out. We we didn't say he couldn't pick anyone else, and coaches could be branched in. So Steve saying Jerry Jones.
That to all the boys.
Ad, who do you got? Who's your Jenga?
My Jenga piece.
And why?
Okay, so my Jenga piece would have to be Micah Parsons, because I think in terms of like the defense right now, he is that core piece.
I didn't know we could pick people who are already on there.
Oh well, I don't know. I mean, okay,
Yeah,
so if I'm not going to pick Micah Parsons, then I'll say Dan Quinn.
Oh,
because I do feel like Dan
Good
Quinn.
shout. Can I change mine to? Can I change mine to? I'm changing mine to Kellen Moore.
No, you're not allowed.
wow.
You are not
Please
allowed.
don't.
Just said.
Please
One of
don't.
the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yeah. So if Micah Parsons, and then I would say Dan Quinn, or Dan Quinn then Micah Parsons, because I think both of them together, the defense is like, I think they're their core for what the level of defense, especially into second year for him. So
Yeah, AJ, who's yours? Give us your 15-minute ramble on why you think.
Okay, well, first of all, I've already said it's
Come on,
Curse.
listen up.
Yeah, come on, it's Curse. He's
Anthbes,
I don't know.
yours?
He's a nice lock. If you can find a way to have him play in that lockdown position,
Are you getting a Curse jersey this year then?
absolutely.
Nice.
I don't care that he's on that 1 year. I'm probably going to be traded. I am all in on Curse, baby. I just think that he's good at his position, and if they can find a way to couple him with Trayvon Diggs, if they can
Ultra
find a way-
Cowboy just said we're too, or Roop said we're too sober. Has he been tuning in?
Oh, come on.
He's being
Rube.
he's being sarcastic, I think. So AJ says Curse, cursed Kierce.
Pierce, I think.
Curse.
Fucking hell, is he a
Curse.
Russian? Is he a Russian
Curse.
fucking sub?
No,
Curse. He's the Curse.
he's the
Yeah,
Curse.
he should. J-Ron, the curse. I'm going to go with Zach Martin. One, because he's the best player on the Cowboys, and he's been the second longest tenured guy on that offensive line. I think he can get everybody set, and him being at right guard, he just gets everybody else on the line playing better. Tyron Smith, I think, they had Tyron Smith on the list. I think he's too injury prone to even have him on there. He's been out multiple games for the last 4 years, and we've still managed to win games. Zach Martin, when he's out of the lineup, you totally notice it. The run game gets sloppy. There gets lots of pressure on Dak. I think Zach Martin is the number one Jenga piece to keep us on the Super Bowl trajectory. In saying that, we're going to call this shit out for the Bandwagon boys over there and Stadaley in that disgusting Steelers jersey. We will be back next Sunday at the same time. Cowboy Nation, baby. We them boys.